Good morning, Goa. Welcome to the Good Morning Goa show on HCN News and Entertainment channel, and I'm your host Shoaib. Here in the studio today, I have in the Good Morning Goa show with me Amaan Sheikh. Welcome to the show, Amaan.
Good morning.
He is at the age of 23, probably the youngest Muslim composer, lyricist, and singer. And we will have a conversation with him on his life and how different it is to be in the field of music and not in the general academics that we see today, which is popular. So, Aman, first, how come got into music, and then we'll get to the others.
Like all people do, I mean, regularly when you're down or when you're happy, it's always a track that brings you up. There's this one track for your sad mood, one track for your fast mood, one track for your diet or gym mood. And with me, it's always been a obsession. I mean, I've loved music. I love listening to music, all kinds. And once I just thought, I mean, why not try take a spin at it? So I used to just write down stuff, like lines which rhyme, shairi type of things. And back then it wasn't that big a thing. I wasn't thinking like I'm going to become a singer or something like that. But just for the sake of it, I used to write down stuff. And before I wasn't that social. I mean, I used to keep to myself. So this used to be like an escape to me, just writing down stuff, whatever I feel, whatever I want to say to someone, but I can't. So I just write it down in the form of a song or something like that. And I used to get tunes very easily to me. It always used to come easily, like anytime, like in the shower or when I'm just riding a bike or something. A tune comes, or I like some topic or some lyrics. I just used to record it and keep it down. Then I actually started, thinking maybe I could do this, maybe I could go into this line. And since not many people do it, and that always inspires me more when not many people are doing something, and I wanted to try it out. So I thought, why not give a spin at it?
So, your academics, you're from the arts background.
Yeah.
So, how about not? I mean, in the contemporary world, we see people talking about engineering.
Correct.
Or medicine, or and a different lifestyle altogether, where it's about career orientation.
Correct.
What made you, especially from the Muslim community, where we see a lot of aspirations with regard to being somebody in the society, and here you are much different, at least in your age group, the younger lot.
The thing with me was I've always had this creative side to me. I've loved painting, and I've loved arts and craft for playing from very, very long ago when I was small. I mean, I think I got it from my dad because he's really creative as well. And it's just always been there. And I used to love doing all kinds of stuff like mosaic work with tiles, anything. Ghar pe, it's like if there was chart paper lying around, I'd take that and I'd start making something out of it. There was this show on TV called Mad, MAD. I used to go crazy watching that and try every damn thing that he tried on the show at home. And because of that, I said that I wanted to do something in that field. But I didn't want to become someone who just paints. I wanted to do something in that field which is, creative but different. So I found out about applied art. I talked to a few people, and that was a good option because that consists of photography, then graphic design, then art direction. All that was just so nice. I was like, fine, I'll do that. And singing was always like in the back, because actually there was this one small incident long back when I was a little demoralized by some people, and then I just I pushed it down. I didn't want to bring it up again. But then later in this college only, actually in Pune where I was studying, I just sang a few times, and my friends and family, they loved it. They all forced me like, why don't you actually try something in this, because you always have art as your back, so I was like, fine, I'll try it. And at my dad's 50th, I sang for the first time, and the crowd loved it. And that was also a song I wrote for him. So yeah.
So your formal education you have completed from where? If you can just put some light on that.
Yeah, from D.Y. Patil College in Akurdi, Pune. I finished with my graduation in BFA, that's applied art.
Okay. And then have you taken some specific course in music?
I've not taken any course in music as such, like nothing at all. I don't know, it's there in me somehow.
Okay. So how has been this journey? I mean, if you can share with the youngsters there who normally tend to think that to be able to write some words, you need to be super talented. You need to What is it? Is it the talent or is it the love for that?
It's
Yes.
more like your way of putting it through. Like for me, it's all about feelings. People say artists are very moody, and I don't know about others, but with me, it's very true. Like if I paint, if I'm in a good mood, you'll see amazing color, you'll see lots of fluency, and even in my writing, you'll see, happiness, you'll feel the happiness. But if I'm in a bad mood or in a dark place, you'll see that darkness in the canvas or in my writing. So with that kind of thing, it's all about your feelings. If you're in a really good mood and you just want to express what you're saying, just put a tune to it and express it. It's not that hard. You don't actually have to sit and think, because when you think, you don't get what comes naturally to you. You need to just sit and feel what you feel, put it down on paper.
And how has been the receiving end? I mean, with
People
regard
have
to.
loved it. I mean, I did do two performances now. Yesterday
Mm.
at Mall de Goa and on the 29th at Martin's Corner. So people did love it. So I'm glad the performance is coming good right now.
And from the community itself, because by and large, where people say music, we see a lot of misnomers doing the rounds where music is haram and Muslims should not be into music. How is the community responding to it?
See, my side, I've never had any issues like that. I mean, the community has been loving my music. But if you go to see it that way, I mean, Islam has always had music in it. I mean, look at the qawwalis, the beautiful qawwalis, and even the prayers, the azan. It's so musical. I mean, it's just so beautiful to listen to, and I don't understand why people say that. I mean, I don't know. Especially again, I've not really experienced something like that, but I don't know why people say that.
So you have been welcomed in as far as
Yeah,
the
yeah. No,
community.
no, no issues like that so whatsoever.
So till date, what has been, I mean, your compositions? What has been the collection of your compositions so far?
That's been like from way sad to way happy. There's not exactly one type. Even genres, I'm not actually working on one genre at the moment. I actually am thinking of launching an album now, and I am also thinking of putting every type of genre in that. Just to show my capability, what I can do. So right now, the first track that I've launched in EDM one, because I mean, who doesn't like EDM music? So, and I've been working on quite some songs. Till date, I've written around like 30-35 songs, and I'll plan to put around 9 to 10 in the album.
And you have released your first single, if I'm
Yeah,
not wrong.
yeah.
And if you can, just a few, if you can hum for us a few lines of it.
Okay. The the chorus is like अंधेरों के ये ख्वाब जलने दो ज़माने को भी तो चलने दो लहरा दो ये फिजा और कहने दो कि है ये समा हमारा यहाँ. So that's
Beautiful.
a bit
I
of the
mean,
track.
yes, and something that I'm sure in the which will connect to the youth more strongly than I mean, obviously across ages, but then keeping in mind the emotions into it.
Yeah.
One thing also that brings a thought is, are we then in need of such schools where we have so much of beautiful landscapes in Goa. Normally people say to write good words you need a good environment, and Goa by itself has been beautiful. Do
Yeah.
we also then need such training institutes where we could have more talents which could flourish?
I guess we do, because there are institutes. It's just right now there aren't that many. As you already said, not many people from our community, especially, try to go into that field. And I don't know why. Because I mean, it's if you like it, do something you like. Na? I mean, you're not doing something wrong. You're doing what your heart follows, and you should follow your heart. And there are communities who help out. Like, I mean, my dad's been supporting this for like as long as he knows that I've been doing it. So there's a lot of difference than what people used to think before. The community is much more open-minded now.
And how different it is, coming from a very classical background to doing something that you're liking and you follow it up.
It's all about support. I mean, if your parents support it, you get the strength to go against whatever you need to go against. You can face all your fears and you can go against stuff.
So
Get to where you want to be.
And do you think that there is a requirement, because normally when you talk about singing,
Yeah.
it's always some gharana, or in Goa if you speak about, you need to have some ustad who is teaching you classical music. You go through the process of everyday teaching and learning process.
Correct. I mean, even I actually want to go for training because it's always better to get better and better, and I'm no professional right now. But yeah, people usually, they ask you that. That's your first question, like, who's your guru, or who's your ustad, or who's, the teacher of your this thing. And when you say, no, I've got that myself, and I say that I've not actually taken any training, they'll be like, alright, then how do you expect to get through to this line? And I'll be like, I mean, I like it, I've been working on it, listen to this stuff at least. So yeah, let's see. I mean, people have that kind of narrow thinking sometimes, but I mean, it is needed. I'm not saying it's not. Obviously, it's needed, but you should give people a chance even if they don't.
Yeah. So in that context, when I talk about classical music and the the pop music that we
Yeah.
see,
Right.
which one do you think is more preferred with the youth?
Pop music is called pop music again because it's very popular. It's catchy. But classical music is a classic. I mean, you can't really compare the two because they're two different genres, they're two different bodies. It's like comparing Modi and Amitabh Bachchan, which just doesn't match up because I mean, they're both different personalities. It's just classical music will always be beautiful. Pop music, you see, it's like it'll live on for a year, for another year and a half. If there's one pop song playing on the radio, people will love it for a year, max for a year and a half, but then they move on to the next best pop song. But classical music, the one classic that you like will be a classic for life. You can't really, get away from that.
And what brings you into mood when you have to write?
Again, I'm not really sure what brings me into mood. It's very random. It's like once actually, I actually stopped in the middle of the highway because I got this track in my head. I had to record it. So I just show the signal. I went to the side, stopped it, and I recorded it. I tend to do that a lot. I record it down because later it's like once you forget that dhun or that small melody, it's gone. You need it that time, and then later I can sit and work on it.
And so, what are your plans next? I mean, on to working with someone, or how is it?
Let's see how it goes because right now I'm signed with Artist Allowed by Hangama, and yeah, by the way, my video is going to be coming out today on the 3rd, so looking forward to that and waiting for the response. Let's see how it goes.
And so far in Goa, you have performed at two places in public, but apart from that, I'm sure you must have been performing for your friends.
Yeah, friends, family, it's always there. I mean, when they know you sing, it's like every party, yeah, come on, have one go at it, sing a song or sing something that you've written. So that's always been there.
And many, more than often, it's always this, that the moment you tend to become popular and you get famous,
Yeah.
it sometimes hits your head. But I don't see that with you, and knowing your family for a while, it's not been so.
I don't know. I mean, I don't consider myself famous at all because I'm just starting out. I guess that's the whole thing. And I don't know. I mean, I've been very respectful of people who help me out. It's not about fame that changes you. It's always a person's attitude. If that person has that kind of ego and attitude from before, then that just enlarges. But I don't feel I have that kind of an issue. So.
And how has been, the response, because you came from applied arts and now you are into music. So how has been the backing from your own academic background, like your professors who would have expected something different from you?
No, actually, I thought they'd say something about it because, I mean, the first time I actually sang in front of a teacher was when I was doing applied arts second year. And surprisingly, they loved it. They were actually pushing it. They were like, go, I mean, it's really good. Your writing's good, your singing's good. I mean, they didn't even know the writing part. When I told them about the writing part, they were so shocked. They were like, it's amazing. I mean, have you taken any training? I was like, no. And they're like, nice, you should really do this. If this is just something that flows to you, do it. And every year, it used to be like the end of the year, they used to make me sing one of my songs, and it was fun. They're very supportive.
And do you also play music, instruments?
I am learning the guitar because I've always wanted to learn the guitar. It's just because I was in Pune and with the curriculum and stuff, never really had time. While writing is something I can just sit and do anytime. Well, training I really need. So I will be starting learning the guitar now. Let's see how that goes.
So you'll be from writing, composing. You will be also into music, encompassing the whole music world around
Yeah,
you.
correct.
So, what is the future course that you're planning for yourself next?
I'm not really sure about the future course yet, but see, guitar I'm going to be learning for sure because a musician needs an instrument. It's always better when you know to play an instrument because performing live with someone and performing live yourself is a big difference. So that's something I want to do. Plus, I want to do some graphic design courses as well to keep my art side flowing as well. I don't want that to stop because I like them both together.
So you will want to balance out on both, and
Yeah.
whichever clicks in future would be the course of action or something like that?
Nothing like that. I mean, I just want both of them to be there. Even if the other one doesn't click, I'll still be doing it because it's something I love. I don't do it just because I want to make a career in it or something like that. It's just something I like doing.
So it's both a part of passion and
Yeah.
love, and not something with regard to
No,
careers.
nothing in regard to that. Because as I told you, I wasn't planning to do this, but it's just I enjoy it so much. It's just been really fun. Like the mall, I was so tensed about the performance because I mean there were like 2,000 people there, and I'm just standing there. I'm looking at them. I'm like, oh god, how's this gonna go? But then it turned out really nice. One song in, and I was all confident. It was fun. I was just enjoying myself till I came up to my track. People were screaming, clapping, loving it. So that builds up. That builds your confidence up a lot.
So a lot, I mean, with crowds, that's going to be my obvious question is how confident it is, or how difficult it is to be confident in front of
Oh,
the
it's
public.
very difficult. I mean, my first performance was at Martin's Corner, so there weren't many people there. I mean, the people who came for the performance and people who come there because it's a popular place. So it wasn't that taxing because they all weren't staring at me. Not all of them knew me. They weren't staring at me. So it was like, fine, I'm just standing there, I'm singing. They're going to listen. In the mall, it's like the stage setup was done. I was standing there waiting for it to be time to start, and everyone is just looking at me from on top, from the sides, because they know something's going to happen and they don't know what it is. And that's just really taxing, it just burns in you. But then the minute I start singing, it's like I get lost into the song. Then there's no stopping back. It's like just going on and on.
One last thing that I would ask you is what takes it, and what is the secret that would take for any new youth? What would be your message? What is that secret which will make them also become as successful, or get to their dreams? Because everyone, as you said, everybody loves music. Everybody has a track for a sad mood, for the happy mood. So what would be that?
To them, I'd say don't let anyone put you down. And even if they do, work through it, because there are going to be many haters in the world. People always hate. If people are going to be there, they're going to talk about it. Whether it's good or bad, doesn't matter. But what you want to do what you want to do. Because in the end, it's your dream and your passion that's going to drive you through.
So, and before we end, if I could ask you, to sing a few lines from any of your songs that you have written.
Okay. There's this other song actually. It was on YouTube a while back, and that's one of the songs that actually got me through a little bit. It's called Barish. भीगी रातों के अंधेरों में ख्वाब जलने लगे, आँखों ये पड़ने लगे, सांसें जलने लगी, तेरे ही जिस्म की खुशबू मुझ पे चढ़ने लगी, तेरे ही आँखों की नमी दिल में बसने लगी.
Wow, beautiful. And we hope that you attain more and more success, and you write more songs, compose more songs. And like you, there will be many more youth who would be joining this fraternity of music. And on that note, I thank you for joining us this morning on the Good Morning Watch
Thank
show.
you for having me.
And on behalf of HCN group, I wish you all the very best, and may you have lots of success in your life.
Thank you.
On that note, I thank you viewers for tuning into HCN News and Entertainment channel. Until tomorrow, when I'm here once again with yet another guest, keep watching HCN.